They weren't supposed to run out, but in Dubai, a single chocolate bar has triggered lines around the block, panic buying, and an international shortage. Bars that once sold for under $20 are now being flipped on eBay for $60, $80, even $110 each. And in just the first 3 months of 2025, more than 1.2 million bars were sold, generating around $22 million in revenue. The shortage has become its own marketing engine. The harder the bar is to find, the more people want it. And that scarcity has turned one small family-run brand into the spark behind a global dessert arms race, forcing giants like Trader Joe's, Costco, Shake Shack, and Crumbl Cookies to rush out their own versions. It all began with Hamouda Al-Mazrouei and her husband, founders of Dessert Chocolatier in Dubai. In 2021, Hamouda, craving something unique during pregnancy, created a chocolate bar unlike anything else. On the outside, it looked ordinary, but inside it was stuffed with pistachio paste, shredded phyllo dough called kadaif, and tahini, a Mediterranean-inspired dessert wrapped in smooth chocolate. For a while, it was only known within Dubai. Then came December 2023. A single TikTok showcasing the bar exploded, racking up 127 million views. Suddenly, Fix went from filling 1 order a week to drowning in demand. They didn't have a big marketing budget, they didn't need one. Social media had done the work, but here's the twist. They never scaled production internationally. The bars were only dropped twice a day through delivery apps or occasionally sold at Dubai duty-free. By design or by limitation, scarcity became their strategy. And that scarcity created obsession. Soon, Dubai chocolate became less like candy and more like a status symbol. Owning a bar meant you'd beaten the odds. Resellers flipped them for triple or quadruple their retail price. The shortage wasn't a weakness. It was the secret to its viral strength. That's when the copycats arrived. In New York, the Nuts Factory spotted the trend and began making its own version in July 2024. At first, they produced only a few hundred bars by hand each day, but demand pushed them to thousands, forcing them to hire extra workers and buy machines. Even then, they had to cap sales at 1 bar per customer. Then, the giants entered the game. Swiss chocolatier Lindt tested a Dubai-inspired limited edition in late 2024. Customers queued in the middle of the night, samples resold for hundreds. The limited runs sold out so fast that Lindt turned it into a permanent product, now one of its best sellers. Fast food chains joined in too. Shake Shack, after experimenting with a Dubai-inspired pistachio shake in Dubai in February 2025, launched the Dubai Chocolate Pistachio Shake in the US nationwide by June 24, 2025. For a global chain, that was record speed. Initial runs were so restricted that some stores imposed daily limits per customer. The result? Instant sellouts and some of the brand's most successful social media posts ever. Crumbl Cookies, a billion-dollar company, also chased the craze with a Dubai chocolate brownie. Normally, Crumbl tests its creations before a national rollout, but this time they skipped the testing phase entirely. Their gamble was rewarded with huge buzz, but a new shortage quickly killed momentum. Their supplier couldn't source enough kadaif to supply all 900 stores. What was supposed to be a week-long feature ended after just 3 days. By mid-2025, Dunkin' had released a Dubai chocolate donut in the Netherlands. Trader Joe's had launched its own spin-off bar for $3.99, making it the cheapest entry into the trend. Walmart, Target, and Costco all carried copycats that flew off shelves, and on Amazon, hundreds of listings competed in a category that didn't even exist 2 years earlier. But behind every one of these launches was the same problem: shortages. Everyone wanted in, nobody could scale it. The shortage wasn't just in the chocolate bars, it was also in the ingredients. Pistachios, one of the costliest nuts to produce, became the centerpiece of the craze. Between 2023 and 2024, global snack launches featuring pistachios rose by 63%, with the steepest growth in chocolate. Historically grown in Iran, Turkey, and Syria, pistachios are now mostly produced in California. And the outlook for 2025 is remarkable. The state's crop is forecast to hit a record 1.5 to 1.6 billion pounds. In other words, a dessert trend in Dubai has had ripple effects on American agriculture. But pistachios aren't the only bottleneck. Kadaif has to be imported. Cocoa prices have been surging, pushing production costs higher. And the bars themselves are labor-intensive and handmade. That's why nearly every version, whether from a small shop in New York or a multinational like Shake Shack, has been restricted to limited runs. The industry simply can't keep up. And yet, this inability to scale is exactly what keeps the fire alive. Exclusivity is the engine. Like sneaker drops, luxury watches, or K-pop merch, the harder something is to get, the more desirable it becomes. Even Starbucks, without an official launch, saw a spike in sales when customers hacked together their own Dubai-inspired drink. That's how deeply the shortage-driven hype has embedded itself in culture. 18 months on, the craze shows no sign of ending. Fix, the original maker, still doesn't sell internationally, but when Hamuda and her husband finally do, they'll already have global brand recognition, millions of eager fans, and proof that one local product can disrupt some of the world's largest food companies. From pregnancy craving to viral phenomenon, and from local treat to global shortage. Dubai chocolate isn't just a dessert, it's a case study in modern business strategy. A product that leveraged scarcity, story, and social media to disrupt global food retail. And in the process, it created something far bigger than a chocolate bar, a new category. If you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe to Scale Decoded for more stories behind the world's biggest business shifts.